Welcome to a tutorial video on Beepbox. Today we will be learning how to create music in Beepbox by reading standard notation. In this lesson we need to understand the notes on the staff. We will be using the treble clef staff only for this lesson. We will keep the rhythms simple until you become more familiar with placing notes. We need to make sure that Show Piano Keys in the Preferences menu is checked off, or else we will not be able to see the notes on the side of the Beepbox screen. You can see that I already have mine checked because you can see the notes C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. You might be missing the notes F and B on your screen. That's because you also need to go to the song settings and set your scale to normal. Once you have these settings checked, you are ready to start placing notes on Beepbox. Our standard notation score is located on the left side of the screen. We have 4 beats per measure and we are also in the key of C major. We need to look at the start of the score and look at the second measure. This is indicated by a large A inside the box above the measure. This part will be the bass instrument pattern for our song. It starts on middle C and has a pattern of quarter, quarter, rest, quarter. Now look over to Beepbox and select the orange instrument on the bottom of the Beepbox screen. You can change the instruments after you put the notes in. We are also going to start with pattern 1 in the instrument blocks below. This pattern will not change throughout the song, so we can move on to the next instrument. Let's look over to Beepbox and start putting these notes in. You will notice that there are 8 blocks per pattern block. Each of these blocks represents 1 quarter note. If we have 4 quarter notes per measure, then that means each Beepbox pattern block is worth 2 measures. I know that this sounds complicated at first, which is why we are just starting with quarter notes. So our pattern would be block, block, no block, block, if we match the standard notation. Go ahead and do that now. Our next instrument will be playing chords. A chord is a group of notes that are all played together at the same time. Looking at the left side of the screen under the B section, we can see that the first quarter note in every bar now has a stack of notes for 8 measures. We are going to put these notes on the yellow instrument. With 8 measures and 2 measures per pattern block, we can calculate that we need 4 pattern blocks for this instrument. We can put them on pattern 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's do this now. Now let's put the notes in for each chord. Now let's put the notes in for each chord. There will be 3 notes in every group. We start with G, C, and E and we'll have 1 chord on the first and the 5th block on the Beepbox screen. We start with G, C, and E and we'll have 1 chord on the first and the 5th block on the Beepbox screen. The final instrument will be the top notes that are added in the C section of the standard notation. We will be placing these notes on the blue instrument. The pattern blocks for blue should be set up the same way as the yellow instrument on the bottom of the screen. Make sure you count each block as 1/4 note. Let's begin. Now that you have placed all your notes, you can change the instrument types for each instrument. Now that you have placed all your notes, you can change the instrument types for each instrument. You can also create your own drum beat. Here is mine as an example.